And good morning, YouTube. We had 6 games for yesterday, and I do want to say this before even getting to this. We had a little change in the Eastern Conference and a little of the Western Conference standings. I'll get to that when it's time. So let's get right into it. Pittsburgh, which played yesterday, lost 5-4 to Calgary. Was in at home against the Rangers. Going into this game, the Rangers are 25-24-8 with 58 points. By the way, so you guys don't think I'm lying to you, here's the sheet. Okay, this is the sheet I'm used. You can get these at Walmart, pretty much any other place. It's a pretty good book. I use the 6-column. There's other columns, but I use this. Not bad for about $2. So use them. Alright, but let's get back into it. Pittsburgh was 30-21-7 with 67 points entering this game. This game was on NBC. It was the first game before my team. But I'll get to that. And when it was all said and done, Pittsburgh went 6-5. Power plays were 1 for 4 for Pittsburgh, and 1 for 3 for the Rangers. Shots on goal, 44 for the Rangers, 41 on Pittsburgh. Giving up that many shots is pretty bad. But, when you stop 39 of them, 36 of them, for 44, and they score 5 on the 39 shots, but you never know. So that win did help Pittsburgh. I will get to that in a minute. Okay. Alright. Next we had the Blues. My Blues. In Minnesota, the second half of a back-to-back. The Blues were entering this game with a 9-game winning streak, with a record 30-22-5 with 65 points. The Wild had a day off. They were back at it today, or yesterday, with a record 27-25-6 with 60 points, and they were in the second wild card spot. Bennington was in goal, and for the third straight game, folks. The third straight game, second for Bennington. Bennington gets a shutout. 4-0 was the final. Blues on the power play was 2 for 6. The first 2 power plays, they didn't score on the rest. Minnesota 0 for 5. Shots on goal, Blues 30. Wild 31. 10 wins in a row now for the Blues. I don't know what's going on with the Blues. We were on the outside looking in, last place in the division. Pretty much saying we're done. But somehow this team got together. We don't know what it is. So good going by the Blues. The next game we had Buffalo. Who had a day off, and New Jersey also had a day off. Yeah. So these two teams were playing. Entering this game, the Sabres 28-22-7 with 63 points, and the Devils 22-28-8 with 52 points. And after all said and done, New Jersey beats the Sabres 4-1. 24 shots on goal for the Devils, 35 shots for the Sabres. 1 for 2 on power play was the Devils, and 0 for 2 for Buffalo. Lately, the Devils have been surging. And I'm also online here, so let me take a look at these standings. The division. I don't want wildcard, I want division. New Jersey with a 2-game winning streak. Next game is on the 19th, for the same day the Blues are playing. It's a little too late to make this surge. We don't know yet. We gotta look and wait. Next, it's Philadelphia taking on Detroit, the second of a back-to-back home and home series. This time they're in Detroit. Now, earlier they had the final game of the friendly series between Canada and the U.S. women hockey team. You saw that on NHL Network. I'm not going to get into that, but that was before the Detroit and Philadelphia game. Entering this, as you know, 27, 24, and 8 with 61 points for Philadelphia. 23, 28, and 8 with 54 points for the Red Wings. And oh boy. And Detroit loses again, this time in regulation, 3-1. No scores on the power plays. 0 for 2 was Detroit. Philadelphia 0-1. Shots on goal, 23 for Philadelphia, 38 for Detroit. This is looking like Philadelphia moving on. They got a 3-game winning streak going on. And by the way, just in case if you guys don't think I'm bluffing to you, I'll show you this. If I can. I cannot switch. But I am actually on the computer too. You probably can hear it. Alright. The next game was Montreal at Florida. Now, Montreal was playing a back-to-back. Yesterday they were in Tampa Bay. Today they were in Florida. Basically a Florida series. Entering this game, Montreal was 31, 20, and 7. 69 points. Florida was 24, 24, and 8 with 56 points. And I don't believe what happened. Montreal just could not get a point in Florida. They lose 6-3. Power plays were 1 for 3 for Florida. Montreal 0 for 3. Shots on goal 36 for Florida. Montreal 31. And looking at the standings, Florida is on a 2-game winning streak. Montreal's on a 3-game losing streak. Nothing to worry about yet, but like I said, I'll give you the standings going into for tomorrow's games, and you can see what's going on here. And finally, the nightcap, Washington and Anaheim. Washington's playing back-to-back, and I'll get to that. Going into this, Washington was 32, 19, and 7 with 71 points. Anaheim 22, 27, and 9 with 53 points. And Anaheim just clobbers. Washington 5-2. 2 for 4 was the power play for Anaheim. The Capitals 0 for 3. Shots on goal 39 for the Ducks. Capitals 25 shots on goal. Going to the standings now. Like I told you I was going to tell you. So I like your clipboard. This is an old clipboard my mom had around. Let's see, I use it pretty good and stuff. And, she used to work at our hospital here, and they always try to throw these away, but they're good to use still, and my mom picked up lots of them. I mean, lots of them. You really should not throw these away. These are still good to use. Okay, the win for the Blues puts them at 31, 22, and 5 with 67 points. Really no change in the standings in the Central. But Nashville's saying, hey, who is this team behind us? We are getting worried. Well, of course you are getting worried now because you got a team chasing us. Minnesota, with their loss, no need for panic. They got a pretty good lead, but you never know. Things could really change, especially in these final games. In the Pacific, we did have a change. Anaheim and Edmonton changed places. With Anaheim's win, they're now 23, 27, and 9 with 55 points. They leapfrog Edmonton for 6th place. Edmonton's now in 7th place. So anything can still happen, especially with tomorrow's games, which I'll get to right after this. In the Metro, we also had another change in. Oh, by the way, I forgot Florida. England played. I look at my sheet, making sure, and I forget that Florida played. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See here. Bear with me, folks. St. Louis, Minnesota. Washington, Pittsburgh. Oh, I ain't forgot Montreal. Let me fix that. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Man, I ain't forgot to write down Detroit on here. It's a good thing I always double check this to make sure. Sometimes I miss things and. Four, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What am I missing? Washington. I understand that's Minnesota. Got the Rangers. And Pitt. Got Buffalo. New Jersey. Philly. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. Once again, clipboards come handy. Okay. Where was I? Alright. Rangers are now a 500 team. Philadelphia, with that win, no cause for alarm for Pittsburgh just yet, who really switched places with Carolina today. Anything can still happen. Carolina's on a 3-game winning streak. Philadelphia's on a 3-game winning streak. So we'll see what can happen. And then the Atlantic, no change in that also. No one switches places at all. With Montreal's lawsuit, you gotta wonder, okay, with Florida leapfrog Buffalo and Montreal, maybe if, I really don't see it at this point, but you never know what can happen. But we did have, once again though, we had some switches. Anaheim switches with Edmonton to 6th place now in the division. And Pittsburgh switches with Carolina. So we'll see what can happen. Blues won 10 in a row. Now we go into games for tomorrow. Now remember, these are all Eastern times. So wherever you live and you watch my videos, know your differences, okay? I can help you out. Eastern is 1 hour ahead of Central. Mountain time zone is 2. Pacific, 3 hours, okay? And if you watch in Alaska, it's 4 hours. And in Hawaii, if you watch from Hawaii, it's 5 hours. Basically, an hour from each time you're from New York and you go east, okay? Not west, you go east. If you go west, you subtract an hour. If you go east, you add an hour, okay? So here we go. Also, with no school going on, we do have a matinee game. Arizona at Calgary. This is at 4 Eastern, 3 Central. Entering this game, Arizona is 26, 27, and 5 with 57 points. Calgary, 35, 16, and 7 with 77 points. Now the evening games, Tampa Bay is at Columbus. This will be at 7:30 Eastern start, a 6:30 Eastern start, 6:30 Central start. Entering this game, Tampa Bay is 44, 11, and 4 with 92 points. Columbus is 33, 21, and 3 with 69 points. At 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, it's Ottawa at Chicago. Ottawa is 22, 31, and 5 with 49 points. Chicago is 24, 26, and 9 with 57 points. And Ottawa has running a won their last game. Chicago, on the other hand, have also lost their last game, so one team will win. So you never know. Also, we got in the Western Conference, the Vegas Knights will go to Colorado. This will be an 8 Central start, 9 Eastern game. Entering this game, Vegas is 32, 24, and 4 with 68 points, not 69, 68. Colorado's 23, 24, and 11 with 57 points. Colorado's look currently in 6th place in the division. Already, they lost their last game. Vegas has won their last game. Currently Vegas is in a playoff spot. So if Vegas can win this game, they will not bump Minnesota. They will not. So sorry. All right, Boston at San Jose. This will be a 9 Central, 10 Eastern. These are nightcap games, folks. So 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central. It's Boston at San Jose. Game records going into this. Boston's 34-17 and A was 67 points. I mean, not 67, 76 points. San Jose 35-17 and 77 points. And looking at the records, San Jose won the last one. They're on pace with with Calgary. And if they win, they can leapfrog Calgary. So if Calgary loses and San Jose wins, we're going to have a flip in the division. And for Boston, they are on a 5-game winning streak. Not enough to beat Tampa, but you never know with Boston. And finally, Washington, their second game of a back-to-back there in LA. Entering this game, Washington is 32-20-7 with 71 points. Go check that real fast. Yeah. And LA is 23-29-6 with 52 points. And looking at the records, LA's on a 1-game losing streak. They're in last place in the Pacific. It looks like last place in the West. Yeah, they're last place in the West. Followed by Edmonton and Chicago. Washington, on the other hand, they are riding a 1-game losing streak. Also, they're trying to chase the Islanders, so we'll see what can happen. You just never know, though, what can happen. Those are the games for tomorrow. Another 6-pack of games tomorrow. The 19th, which is the next series of games after that. And folks, remember, anything could happen. Trade deadline, by the way, is next week. A lot of teams don't know what's going to happen, so check it. Now remember, folks, if you do want to get more in-depth hockey analysis and more, check out the Hockey Guy, folks. Really check him out. I mean, he knows his hockey. He's a great guy. I subscribe to him. I think he knows what he's talking about. And so check him out, folks. You will like his page. You can even write to him if you want. He put everything in his description of his videos. And, you know, he's done one on this Blues 10-game winning streak. He does his own power rankings. He looks at power rankings from other people, and he does his own power rankings, which is not that bad. So check him out, folks. He does a great job with power rankings. So that's really it, folks. So I'll see you guys later today or tonight for these games. And remember, I'll see you guys around. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. So until then, peace out.